He just learned that his wife had died in a car accident. He was so upset, and I didn't know how to make it better.
Her daughter had been in the hospital 2 weeks, and she got more bad news. She looked so tired, and I knew it wasn't over yet.
My brother died last week. He was my best friend. He was too young, and I'm so angry.
I've been married for 8 years, and all of a sudden I'm getting divorced. I don't know how to talk to my kids about it, and I don't want to start over. I feel lost.
These are moments of grief and loss. They are powerful, personal experiences and are often felt immediately and sometimes even long after a difficult, life-altering event. Loss is often simple to identify. For instance, the death of a loved one is a loss and can be one of the most profound experiences people endure. Other losses are harder to define, such as loss of health during an extended illness or financial hardship after a change in income. These losses might not be felt in one specific moment, but they can have intense effects on people's thoughts, feelings, activities, and relationships. Grief is our reaction after a loss. Sometimes grief is overwhelming and comes in waves, like sadness or anger following the death of a loved one. Other times, grief is experienced over time, like feeling depressed or losing pleasure in daily activities following a massive life change. People experience grief in different ways for different lengths of time. Some people feel deep sadness multiple times a day, and other people might fall into relatively constant sadness. Some grief reactions may only last a few days, while others may last for years. There isn't a right or wrong way to grieve. When someone experiences grief following loss, there are some simple things to keep in mind that might be helpful. Be there. If you're present when someone experiences a loss, like in a hospital or during a phone call, often the best thing to do is to offer a steady presence. A compassionate, reliable, personal connection might be the only thing a person really needs. Be accepting. Expressions of strong emotion are common and expected, but they can be unpredictable. Some people may cry or seem really angry, while others seem numb or may even respond in ways that are hard to understand, like laughing. It's not helpful to try to change people's reactions. Instead, try to share those moments exactly as they are. Let it be. You don't need to try to fix anything. If someone is grieving a loss, it's common to try to help the person feel better by offering specific advice. These losses, however, generally don't have quick or easy solutions. A grieving person might feel hurt, invalidated, misunderstood, or even guilt if they think that their emotions are wrong. Keep it simple. Spending time, listening, and just checking in with a person can be a great comfort. Share a meal, take a walk, or call or text someone with a simple hello. Grief can last. Sometimes people feel supported immediately following a loss, but forgotten later on. Checking back in weeks or months after a loss can be very meaningful. While grief and loss are painful experiences, they are not mental health disorders. They can, however, leave someone vulnerable to developing a mental health condition. If someone develops symptoms of a mental health diagnosis after a loss, there are several effective, evidence-based treatments that are able to help, especially if they've experienced grief over a period of time. Loss is a part of life, and some losses will be important enough to cause grief. While painful, grief can also be a way to honor a loss and can be meaningful in and of itself. Grief is not wrong. Often, it's exactly right.